Alright, what's up guys, Chocosur here, and we're back with another Secret of Mana Randomizer Seed of the Week. This is number 220, and for this week we have a Mana Tree Revival Seed for this week. Alright, so the day has come. This is going to be the last Secret of Mana Randomizer Seed of the Week that I will upload for quite a little bit. I am going to be going on hiatus from the rando for those of you who don't know. I have been mentioning this for the past several weeks now. It's just that I need a break because I am burnt out of this rando. But I'm not quitting it cold turkey. Don't worry, I will be back to posting these probably, I don't know, say February. But yeah, I do need a few months to, kind of wind down from this rando. I have been putting up a lot of these, so it's just time to take a break. That's all it is. All right, so with that said, for this weekly seed, we have, if I can count, 13 flags, I think. Yeah, 13 flags for this weekly seed. So let's go ahead and take a look at them. Starting off, we have a sprite start. We have restrictive logic. We have the flamey drum in logic as well. So we will have to locate the flamey drum among the checks. We also have swapped bosses, so basically the bosses are going to be in random locations. Hints are going to be disabled, so we will not have access to any hints on this run aside from the Witch's Castle hint if we find ourselves over there, but other than that we will not have access to any hints. We have low chest drops. Find one character at current level, so this is going to be a 2-character seed. We have a sprite start, obviously, so the other character is going to be either the boy or the girl, and the third of those characters will not be in the seed at all. So it's going to be either a sprite boy seed or a sprite girl seed. We also have random enemy spawns. It is what it says. Enemies are randomized. We can see pretty much anything in any area. Faster weapon levels are going to be disabled, so weapon experience is going to be counted as it is in vanilla. So instead of 3 kills for your level 1 weapon, it is going to be 12 kills. Gold check multiplier is set to 3.0, so basically the gold checks are going to be worth quite a bit, anywhere from 300 to 3,000, I believe. So if we find any gold on any checks, they are going to be worth quite a bit. We also have XP multipliers set to 1.0. This is basically vanilla experience. XP 1.0 multiplier is a really good flag because that means our characters will be leveling up slower, which means the enemies will be leveling up slower, which also means the enemies will scale slower. So we can be a bit more lenient about save splitting. We can take a few extra bosses and not get punished by it all that much. Yeah, so 1.0 XP, it may sound like it's a bad flag, but it really isn't. But you do have to be careful of this flag because if we don't, say, get Luna anywhere, then we're going to have to rely on walnuts. We also need 7 seeds to complete the run, and we get 100 gold to start off with. Alright, so yeah, those are the flags for this weekly seed. Shouldn't be too bad depending on where the flaming drum is, depending on where, the seeds are. Like I said, we do get 1.0 XP multipliers, so we will be leveling up slower. We are also going to be getting some substantial amounts of gold on any gold checks. So yeah, this seed shouldn't be too bad, even for a 2-character seed. I mean, the sprite is one of the 2 characters, so there is that. All right, so let's go ahead and get this started. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So flaming drum seeds are pretty much the same. We want to check everything early. Okay, so we know who our other character is because we just got Lumina. Alright, Spear is high damage and confused. Okay. So now we know that the girl is the other character because we just got Lumina. And only she can use Lumina. Okay, Wolfband and Needlehelm. Alright. So that means there is no boy in the seed at all. Alright, no hints. 100 gold. I might as well shoot over to Moogle Village. Check the orb. Check the chest in Moogle Village, and then we shoot the Gaia's Navel. Girl is probably going to be early. Especially if Lumina is at the upperland. Especially if Lumina is the orb in upperland. So girl is probably early. Hard complexity is not a thing, so I'm not expecting the girl to be in a hard to reach location. Okay, yeah, Lumina. Alright, so yeah, girl is probably early for sure. Especially if the game wants us to go through there, so. Alright, we got an X Orb there and the Earth Seed. Okay, cool. So 1 seed down. We need 7 to complete the run. Alright, so we're just gonna go shoot the Gaia's Navel here. There's no hints. I'm trying to debate if I want to save split these bosses or not, because our weapon is kind of bad, honestly, because it is high damage and we are a level 1 sprite. So there is a chance that we do absolutely 0 damage on an attack. I guess it depends what's here. I think I go magic rope chest first here. Now, since it is, I'm getting silenced. I did hit him, I think. Good. Since it is 1.0 XP, we won't level up to 2. I gotta be careful here. I'm silenced too. Alright, Dryad. As I was saying, it is 1.0 XP. That means we need 16 kills to get to level 2. Alright, now I feel more comfortable about fighting bosses now. Okay, there's the Dryad Seed. So 2 seeds down. This might be a high seed count early game. I don't know. I guess it depends on what else we find early. Alright, we got Coon Caps, Tiaras, Ruby Gear, Chest Guard is here as well. Alright. Kind of hoping one of these checks has money. Okay, there's our girl. Alright, so girl's there, Lumina for that. My sprite needs MP too, but what I might do is swap you and we're gonna save. Yeah. I was debating on selling my chocolate there, but I don't think I should because one, we don't have armor yet. And two, I might actually need it. Okay, this is fine actually. This is actually really good. Yep. The sleep flower was basically to get Dryad a little head start to level 2. Alright, Axe Orb, Salamando, Fire Seed. Okay, we will take that. I'm actually not even gonna save. I'm going straight here. Like I said, it's 1.0 XP. We can be a bit more lenient on how many bosses we kill here. Alright, that should do it. Yeah. Alright, so we are 3 seeds in already. We need 7. Okay, whip orb, nothing. Alright, that's actually fine. Like I said, 1.0 XP doesn't punish us that much. Okay. Alright, we shoot the Pandora. I would go down and check Kuiper's shop, but I don't have a lot of money. So I doubt I can buy anything there anyway, so we might as well not even check it. Alright, level 3, 3 seeds, Salamando, Dryad, Lumina on the team. We are looking pretty good right now. Pretty good. I am gonna peek the Pandora shop though. Just to see what's here. Elbow pads. Circuits here too. Okay. Alright, so Dryad should hit 2 on the next cast. Salamando needs 3 more casts to level 2. Lumina, I believe, needs probably 1 more cast to level 2. Alright, let's be a little bit careful here. We don't have armor. Alright, we want to avoid that. I don't want to be walking into that. Slimes are quite dangerous when you don't have armor. Especially if you just walk into one. Dark Lich. Yep. Alright, that should do it. Yep. We're gradually getting our spell levels up. Dryad's level 2, Salamander still level 1. Lumina just hit 2. We're not going to bother with Prim, Salamander. Alright, Boom Orb, Bow Orb. Level 4 on both our characters. Alright, here's hoping we get some money really soon because I'm going to have to buy some armor. Really soon here. Okay, quilted hood, headgear. Okay. Alright, so no cutting weapon yet, so our next check is probably going to be the Mantis Ant. Mantis Ant into Undini's cave. Bow Orb. We have the Earth Seed and Lumina to get into Earth Palace, but we don't have the whip, so we can't complete that check. There we go. Alright, 3,000 gold, 21. Oh, all the money's in here, I see. Water Seed, Sword Orb, Javi Orb, and the Light Seed. Wow. Okay, absolutely stacked treasury, though. 2 seeds and about 5,000 bucks sitting in there. Alright, so let's see. 5,100 gold. I might as well get that circuit for Spirit. Matter of fact, I think I will. Okay, we'll grab one of these. And we'll put that on the girl, and we'll grab the circlet for the Sprite. We saw wolf bands and podos as well, so yeah, I think I'm going to podos next anyway, so we'll grab 2 of those once I get there. And we still have plenty of money left over. You can have this. You can have that. Okay. And since I'm going to the end anyway, oh, let me buy the wolf band first, and then we sleep. We checkmate the ant, see what's there. We go to Undini's cave. Actually, we might go Water Palace here after this. And since we have the water seed, we can make that check. So, Mantis Ant, Water Palace, Undini's Cave, in that order. Now, if there's a cutting weapon on any of these next couple of checks, then we can throw in Witch's Castle. Snick. Alright, Sword Orb and the Moogle Belt. Alright, we can reset out of that. I don't need the Moogle Belt that bad. Okay, so nothing at Potos, which is fine. Kind of debating on giving the spear back to the sprite, but I think he's okay without it. Minotaur. We can fireball, sure. Honestly, I might just go for Fireball here because we don't have Luna. We obviously don't know where she is. And Burst eats up a lot of MP. Like, I can get 4 Fireball casts versus 2 Burst casts. I mean, granted, Burst is 100 spell power, but still. Wind Seed and 3,000 bucks. Holy moly. Okay. So we're sitting on 6 seeds. We need 7 to complete the run, but we don't have a flaming drum and a cutting weapon. So, oh god, this might be one of those seeds where the flaming drum is in some god-awful spot. And it's going to make me work for it. Nah, I think he's dead, actually. Oh, no, he's not either. There you go. 6 seeds in early game, though. That is absolutely insane. Oh my god, this might be one of those seeds where it makes you think that all the seeds are early, and they pretty much are. But that 7th seed is going to be a pain to find, probably. I'm willing to bet. Alright, Bozor, Spirit Absorb, no thanks. Alright, so let's see. No cutting weapon. We go to upper land here. I mean, there's just no other alternative right now. We can't do Earth Palace. Can't do Witch's Castle. We can't get in. So our next check is probably Wind Palace Pedestal. This is definitely an interesting seed because it's making you think that it's a jet seed when it might not be. So either the 7th seed or the flaming drum or a cutting weapon is probably going to be difficult to find. Well, they're probably further down the complexity ladder. Like all 6 of these seeds are complexity 0. Okay, let us go up here. We'll check Wind Seed pedestal, see what's here. Alright, blow your face. Uh-oh. Don't do that. Don't scare me like that. Because you can actually soft lock right there. It's happened to me a couple of times. Don't you do that, game. Don't soft lock me. Not when I'm on a roll here. 21 minutes in, we got 6 Cs, 3 elementals, and level 3 spells. Yeah, we're on a good roll here. Alright, nothing and a glove orb. Okay, so this should be close to 4, right? Should be. Alright. Just want to get that up a level. I'm not going to do anything insane like put my spells up to level 6 or anything like that. I mean, you can. You absolutely can, but there's no need to. Alright, so it looks like our next check is probably Northtown Castle. I mean, we could look at Fire Palace. I don't see why not. Because it's like I said earlier, I'm thinking it's one of those seeds where either the flaming drum is going to be hard to get to, or the 7th seed is going to be hard to find, or an axe or a sword is going to be hard to find. So I don't know. I should check Fire Palace. The odds are not in my favor though, because we only have 3 elementals right now. So what I think I do here, we'll check the shop and see if I can get any better body armor. I might not even need it, honestly. We're still level 6, so yeah, frosty wings are nice. I am gonna buy some walnuts though. I'm gonna buy 5 for now. I'm gonna cope for the int weapon and the javelin here. No. Okay, we got stone though, which is not bad. Alright, so I think we just save and peek Fire Palace here. Yeah, we can peek Fire Palace. I don't see why not. I mean, yeah, there could be something important in there. There's something important in there that's either further down the complexity ladder or something else in there. I don't know. We're about to find out though. Alright, we got no glove either, no whip. If I don't like what I see, I just reset. Okay. That actually sucks. Alright, so Gnome is required for the first orb. We can't do squat about that, so we are off to Empire. Yeah, Empire is by far the better play here. I mean, the Flaming Drum could be in its favorite spot at Triple Town Pole. But we do have enough power to just outright destroy these bosses here in Empire, so I don't think this is a bad play at all. Matter of fact, I think this is absolutely the right play, is to go Empire here over Ice Country. So it might take some time for us to find the Flaming Drum, or a sword, or an axe, or seed number 7. Alright, there's an axe orb. We can check the shop here. We do have 2,000 bucks left. Might as well see if I can use it. We also have 5 walnuts. And the walnuts are just in case we don't find Luna. Which, who knows? Okay, spiky suit. Okay, but this works. Fancy overalls. Perfect. I mean, granted, we saw chest guards in Dwarf Village, but I'm not going back to Dwarf Village at this point. I mean, there is no world where one goes back to Dwarf Village for chest guards after getting the money from the treasury. I just don't see that as a good play. Alright, so Northtown Castle. We check there, we check Northtown Ruins after that. I could fling some spells around, but I mean, we have a level 4 Salamander. And a level, what, 3 Dryad? And Prim's Lumina is also level 3 too, so we have plenty of power right now. There's no need to practice anymore. Yeah, nice try, Chris. You trying to block my way out. I saw you. You little runt. Alright, Boom Orb. And Bow Orb. And Sprite is just popping these things. Which I ain't mad at you, Sprite. I honestly might give this spear back to him. But I don't really need to. Okay, there's the axe. Oh god. Please don't tell me that the Flaming Drum is sitting at the dang sword pedestal. I hope not. I really hope not. That would be tragic if it is. Alright, con poison on the axe. Can we forge? I suppose I can. I mean, I don't need an int weapon on the girl that much. Alright, Atom Smasher. Strength of Stone and high damage. You know what? I'm keeping that. I'm keeping that. Alright, we save, we check Metal Mantis, we check Mech 2 and see what's there. If there's nothing there, we reset. You can take the axe, girly, and you can have the spear. Yeah, back at you, buddy. That's why we cast wall, folks. It's random enemy spawn. Oh, excuse me, random enemy spawns. You never know when you're gonna run into a ninja or an owl. Oh, Dry is actually level 2. Dead. Yeah. Yeah, on seeds like this, when you have random enemy spawns and you have access to wall, just go ahead and cast it. Because it stops those annoying burst spells by those ninjas and silent spells from owls, sleep flower from trap flowers, speed down from zombies, etc., etc. You don't want to be dealing with any of that. Okay, so nothing on Metal Mantis. Wow. Okay. All right, level 8. Whip orb and ooh, okay, there's a flaming drum. That's actually good because ooh, I think I'll go straight to Pure Land here. If I want to be real with y'all, I think I'll go straight to Pure Land because if the 7th seed is here, which it could be, then we're done. If not, then we have to look. Our spells are strong enough to just, you know, destroy these bosses very fast, so we should be fine doing this now. Victory? No. One thing we do have to be careful of is our experience. We need to pay attention to see if we level up after each boss, because if we don't, that means we have to use a walnut. Unless we're like really close to next level. Okay, so no level up there. Jab orb, glove orb. Okay, so how much XP do we need? 114, too much. Alright, so let's keep going. Sprite has 4 MP left, I believe. Yes. And this is also the other reason why I would rather use Fireball instead of Burst here. Oh boy. Okay, so 2 Fireballs is going to kill him. Alright, this is when I throw out Lucent Beams here. There we go. There's a time and a place to cast Burst. This is a situation where, I mean, you don't really want to be casting Burst because it's simply too much MP. And we're running 1.0 XP. Alright, Boom Orb, Midge Mallet. Okay. Alright, we did level. And this is also a good case where you want your spells at a higher level so they do more damage, obviously. That means you get to cast less of them during the boss fight, which can potentially save you MP or walnuts. It's also nice that we have a decent level of Lumina too. That should do it, right? Yep. It's almost always a good idea to just level your spells up when you have the opportunity to. Okay, no level up. We get a Whip Orb and a Sword Orb. Alright. 3 checks down, no seed. Blue Dragon. Okay, this should hit level 6 soon. So yeah, I mean, if you cast your spells properly, then you won't have to use many walnuts. I haven't used one yet. Okay, there's a level up. Alright, Bow Orb, Dark Seed. Okay, that's good. That's GG. That's GG. So all we gotta do now is just kill the next 2 bosses and we're good to go. This seed is all but over. Made this in. He's too close for my fireball, yeah. Okay, no level up. Sword Orb and the game, please. You put the last 2 C's in Pure Land, like, really? Oh, that is absolutely evil, actually. Wall. Yeah. Yeah, we can explode it here, sure. Nah, he's dead anyway. I rarely get to cast Exploder, but it wasn't needed. Alright, Spear Orb and 1,500 bucks. Alright. Yeah, so that's it for this seed. I mean, it's a straightforward seed. You can't really, you can't mess this seed up. Well, I can't say that though. You can totally mess this seed up. And I'll explain more in detail in the synopsis, but you can totally mess this seed up for yourself. Alright, so we're getting 41, 45 is our time. Yeah, you can totally mess this seed up for yourself. Absolutely. But yeah, this is definitely a straightforward seed. I mean, the seed gives you what, 6 mana seeds in early game, which is insane. You get a sprite, you start with them. You get an int weapon, you start with one. Moogle Village, going to Moogle Village right away gets you the Earth Seed and information that you need. Lumina, well, speaking of Lumina, you get Lumina in the Potos chest, which tells you that the other character is the girl. So that means you don't have to worry about seeing the boy. You know what you're dealing with. That's why I've always said in the past that just seeing Lumina gives you plenty of information about characters, and the same can be said for Shade too. Because if you see Shade anywhere, you know that there's a sprite in the seed, assuming you don't already have them. Seeing Lumina means that there is a girl in the seed, assuming you don't already have her. You know she's in the seed somewhere. So that's why I say seeing Lumina and seeing Shade gives you plenty of information on the sprite and the girl. So yeah, going upper land is by far the better play. Early game, you get 100 gold. Spending 50 of that to go to upper land, you get the Earth Seed for free. You learn that Lumina is required for the upper land orb. And then, since you know there's no hints in the seed, you spend that other 50 gold to shoot to Gaia's Navel and do your checks there. We found Dryad on Watts. So now Sprite has DPS. You get the Fire Seed from Tropicalo, and you get a Salamando as well, I believe. Dryad. Actually, no, I was wrong. Dryad Seed was on Watts. Dryad, the Elemental Spirit, was in the Magic Rope chest. So, anyway, both of those are free. So, you get Dryad from the Magic Rope chest. You get the Dryad Seed from Watts. So, you have 2 seeds right there. Tropicalo gives you the Fire Seed. That's 3. Kilroy doesn't give you anything. I could have reset out of that, but it didn't matter. It is 1.0 XP, so like I said, you can be more lenient on what bosses you take because you won't be getting as much experience. Therefore, the enemies scale up slower. Let's see, Gaia's Navel in the Pandora Ruins gets you a ton of cash in the treasury. 5,100 gold in total in the treasury, as well as 2 more mana seeds. So now you're rocking 5 seeds after Gaia's Navel and Pandora Ruins. 5,100 gold in the treasury gives you the opportunity to get your team some armor. You got quilted hoods in the shop. You got circlet for the sprite. Wolf band and potos. So you shouldn't have any issues about armor. And then after after Pandora Ruins, rather. Now you do have a choice at this point because you do have Lumina, you do have the girl, so you could forego the rest of early game and go right to Upperland. You could do that, but I decided, you know what? Let me make these last few checks because I don't want to leave anything behind. There could be a flaming drum, there could be a cutting weapon somewhere early. You never know. So that's why I turned in the water seed. We got 3,000 bucks there. And I believe the wind seed was there too. So you do get a seed at the water seed pedestal. So that makes 6 seeds right there. 6 seeds early game. You check Undini's cave, nothing there. So right then and there, you're out of checks for early game. So that means you have to go back to Upperland, trigger the orb, and go to either Ice Country or Kakara. Or Ice Country or Empire, rather. You go to Kakara and then choose between Ice Country or Empire. Empire, I feel, is the better play here. There is a world where someone goes Ice Country over Empire. You could, but it's not really feasible to do that. So Empire is the better play here. So we check Northtown Castle where we find the Flaming Drum at Mech 2. And we also find the axe there as well. So axe is there. There's your cutting weapon. Flaming Drum at Mech 2. Now, this is where you can mess the seed up for yourself because you may be thinking, someone may be thinking, okay, I've got 6 seeds. I've got the Flaming Drum. I don't want to take the gamble that there could be a seed in Pure Land. So I'm going to go make other checks. They could be doing other freebies, you know, like Tastic, Total Isle, all those other freebies that we didn't get. Which honestly is not a bad idea. It's really not, because someone may think to themselves, okay, I've got the Flaming Drum and there's free checks still out there. I haven't checked Ice Country, I haven't checked Turtle Isle, I haven't checked Lighthouse, I haven't checked Tasnica, I haven't checked Sunken City Chest, I haven't checked Dark Palace, yada yada yada. And they may be inclined to go for those checks, which is not a bad idea. It really isn't, because they're free. Or someone may think, okay, I've got Flaming Drum, I've got 6 seeds. If I go to Pure Land right now and just don't check anything else, I go straight to Pure Land and bank on a mana seed being there, then I'm in go mode, I can finish the seed. Which is what we did. Now, the way a runner can mess this seed up is if they do other checks, if they do other freebies, and then they start checking other bosses, to start, you know, going into other places, putting off Pure Land pretty much. And that's where they can mess the seed up for themselves, because they won't find any other seeds. Because it turns out that the other 2 seeds are sitting in Pure Land, which is really insane, because you take that gamble for 1 seed and you end up finding 2. So yeah, so runners who go straight to Pure Land after getting the Flaming Drum are going to be well rewarded with not only the 7th seed that they need to complete the run, but the last mana seed as well. We found both the Moon seed and the Dark seed in the Pure Land. So all 8 seeds are accounted for. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel as though this is a seed where you're given so much power. You start off with a Sprite and you get what, pretty much 4 mana seeds for free, maybe 5. It might be 5 actually. Let me see. Earth seed was free, Dryad seed was free, Fire seeds after a boss, Water seeds after a boss, Light seeds after a boss, Wind seeds after. Okay, so 2 seeds for free. So you get 2 mana seeds for free, But if you do your early game checks, Tropicalo, Kilroy, Water Palace, you end up with 4 more seeds. Or 3 more. You get a seed at the Wind Palace too. So 3 more seeds, and then if you check the Wind Seed pedestal, you end up with the I'm sorry. If you check the Water Seed pedestal, you get the Wind Seed. So yeah, 6 seeds early game. You're given so much power within maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes into the seed. And you tell yourself, okay, I should probably just, level up my spells either during boss fights or just take a minute or two to get a level or 2 on Dryad or on Salamander. And then you just start crushing bosses. It's even better if you decide to pump up the girl's Lumina a little bit, which we did. We did find some light weak bosses. We fought a vampire. We fought a Dark Lich. Yeah, so I don't see any reason why a runner should neglect leveling spells on this seed. You're given 6 mana seeds out of, once you do all of your early game checks, you're given 6 mana seeds. Plain and simple. You need 7 to complete the run, so why not? Not to mention, you're also given Dryad and Salamander and Lumina. So yeah, that's why I decided to just start casting spells on these bosses. Levels will come. And then once your levels are, say, around 3 or 4, then you're good to go for Pure Land. It's 1.0 XP. You're not going to be getting that much XP. Enemies are not going to be scaling as fast as normal, as fast as they do. So it doesn't hurt to just level up your spells. It really doesn't. Also, casting Fireball over Burst, I feel, is a better play on this particular seed. Now, the reason why I say that is because 1, we don't have Luna. We never found her. And 2, Fireball is cheaper than Burst, obviously. 2 MP versus 4. Now, Burst, we're talking about 4 MP, 100 spell power versus Fireball's 2 MP and 50... What's that? 51 spell power, 52, something like that. I have to look it up, but it's 50 something spell power. Yeah, I feel as though Fireball is definitely the better spell to cast because when you go through Pure Land, you obviously have to kill 6 bosses, and you're running 1.0 XP. That means you will not be leveling up after every boss fight. You won't be. So either that means you need to bring Walnuts, which I had Walnuts just in case, or you need to be a little bit more, frugal with your spell casting, because you can't just go balls to the wall, cast Burst on everything. I mean, you can, but chances are you're going to need to pop a couple of Walnuts if you do that. But if you stick to cheaper spells like Fireball and have your Fireball at, say, level 4 or level 5, then all of a sudden you're doing 300 plus damage to every boss, and it takes you, let's say, 2 Fireballs, maybe 3, to kill a boss. And you're not out of MP. You have a little bit of MP to use on the next boss in case you don't level up. When we went through Pure Land, we did not level up after 3 of those bosses. So I'm thinking, all right, you know what? Let me just not chain cast all my MP away. That's what you don't want to do on this seed. This is a seed where you just don't want to chain cast all willy-nilly until you run out of MP. That's what you don't want to do. What you want to do is cast, say, 2 Fireballs. That way you expend 4 MP. Of course, they need to be at a decent spell level to do damage. And then check and see how much damage those Fireballs do if they don't outright kill the boss. That way, if you don't level up after the boss, you have some MP left over to use on the next boss, which you are most likely going to level up after. And this way, you don't have to use as many Walnuts. We didn't use a single Walnut. I had 5. I didn't have to use a single Walnut because I knew that casting Fireball was going to be more efficient than just chain cast and burst. Now, if we had access to Luna on this seed, which obviously we didn't, then cast and burst is more acceptable because you can just drain MP after that. You can just do a 2 burst combo and then a magic absorb, and then go on from there, repeat the process. But since we don't have access to Luna on this run, I honestly feel that Fireball is much more sufficient, much more efficient in keeping your MP reserves where they need to be. And that way, if you do it like I did, then you don't have to use a single walnut. Those walnuts, like I said, were for backup purposes only, but I didn't need them at all. All right, so anyway, 41:45 is our time on this seed of the week, number 220. It is Monday as I'm recording this seed. You guys won't see this until Friday when it goes up on the channel. And as I mentioned in the beginning, this is going to be the final seed of the week for me for the next few months. I won't be posting any more SoMR content for a while until my burnout is just gone, because I am burnt out on this rando. But I will be posting videos of other stuff. I do have a project in the works that I'm still working on. I'm not gonna upload it just yet, so you guys can stay tuned for that. As a matter of fact, we're gonna go ahead and put in our time for this weekly seed. $41.45. And see where we stand. Very nice. Very nice times. Very nice times. All right, so we are in second place so far. We got first has a 38.48, which is actually really impressive. We got 41.45, and then we got third with a 47.32, fourth with a 49.29, fifth with a 54.57, sixth with a 55.51, sixth with a 57.22. So yeah, I really expect a lot of these runners to sub-hour the seed. I really do, because like I said, you get plenty of power early, and depending on how you run your seed, depending on if you choose to go to Pure Land directly after getting the Flamey Drum, depending on if you don't screw around for too long, depending on how you fight your bosses, then you can expect these times. I mean, it is what it is. This is definitely a quick seed. I wouldn't say this is a jet seed. I guess you can say it's a jet seed, but it's really not that much of a jet seed. It's more of a very quick seed. Let me see what's on some of these comments here. The seed shows pretty well who's going for Pandora first and commits, even if Tantalus is waiting for you again. Took the hardcore. Oh, so they went Pandora first. Ooh. Yeah. I mean, Pandora first is... okay, so let's compare it for a little bit. You start off with a Sprite. You check your first weapon. You find out it's a high damage range weapon with intelligence, and something else was on it. I forget. Might have been like crit or something. I don't know. You find Lumina in the first chest. And let's say the runner goes right for Pandora Ruins. And there's a Dark Lich sitting there. Honestly, if it were me and I see that and I have no magic, I instantly reset because a sprite with a high damage range weapon at level 1 is atrocious because you are going to eventually do 0 damage with a full power swing. It's just going to happen, especially against a Dark Lich, which has higher defense in general. Yeah, I don't see myself doing something like that. That's honestly that's a bad play. It really is. Of course, that's just my opinion, but that's really a bad play. Um, because like I said, Dark Lich in any spot is going to have more defense than other bosses. It's an in-game boss. It's going to have higher stats, higher HP. You are sprite level 1, maybe level 2, and you're toting around a high damage range weapon with no strength on it. And you have no magic. Assuming you don't check anything else before between the start of the run and Pandora Ruins. That is an instant reset. Instant reset. The play obviously on the seed is to grab Lumina, either go to Gaia's Navel before or after checking Upperland Forest, and then making those checks. That way you get the girl, you get a couple of seeds, you get Salamando, you get Dryad, and then all of a sudden you are much more prepared for Pandora Ruins because now you have magic, you have offensive magic, you have Lumina especially. A runner could just power level Lumina up to say level 1 or level 2 and just destroy that Dark Lich in a matter of seconds. But I always say Pandora Ruins first is really risky because you never know what's going to be the boss of that place. Dark Lich also has a chance of appearing there, so that's a risk that I personally would not have taken. I would have instantly reset out of that as soon as I saw that. As a matter of fact, I probably wouldn't have even I wouldn't have even went there because, and this is a reason why I check my weapon at the beginning of every seed just to see what's on it, because that helps me make a decision. Okay, so can I do this or can I not do this? If my first weapon has, say, strength on it, then yeah, maybe I might be able to do some damage at level 1, maybe. Depends on what the boss is. Depends on what checks I'm doing. But if I see that I'm a sprite, I have a sprite start with a high damage range weapon, there's no way in hell I'm going to Pandora Ruins at level 1. There's no way in hell I'm doing that. Because I know that Dark Lich has a chance of appearing there, and if he does appear there, good luck trying to kill it at level 1 with a high damage range weapon. Good luck. Let's see. Anywho, that is going to be it for me. Like I said earlier, I will be posting other stuff as usual. I am going to be a lot busier because holidays are coming up and whatnot, so I usually have less time around this time of the year anyway. So I will be posting other stuff when I can. I do have a project in the works that I'm working on. I will upload that when I am ready to. I will be posting another Eden stuff as well. Career Day, I'm most likely going to be continuing that as well. So yeah, but as far as SOM Rando, don't look forward to any more C's until at least February. I will say at least February. That gives me a few more months to get rid of the burnout. I will be keeping up on stuff in the Discord though, so it's not like I'm going away from SOM. I will be keeping up on patches if there's any. I mean, we haven't had a update for this randomizer in quite a while. I think we're still on 1.48, so I will be keeping up on that, keeping up on anything that happens in the Discord. But as far as running seeds, I won't be doing that. Also, this means that I won't be doing any seeds. I won't be doing like challenge seeds. I won't be doing like what do you call them? The mystery seeds that I've been doing. I haven't done a mystery seed in quite some time actually, but I won't be doing those either. Again, I'm taking a break from this rando for a reason. It's time. It's well beyond time. All right, so with that said, I will see you all next time.